bare cast iron requires regular oiling to ward off rust. Not so with enameled cast iron. A glass enamel coating encases the iron, making the cookware entirely maintenance-free forever. Since 1925, this French company has been producing enameled cast iron cookware. Its high-end products are renowned for their thin walls, which makes it the most lightweight cast iron cookware available. The secret? The mineral levels in the iron recipe. At the foundry, they begin with pig iron, which has a high carbon content. Then they melt in a calculated amount of steel to further boost the carbon level. The melting oven heats the metals to 1520 degrees Celsius, liquefying them in just 45 minutes. Workers add a powdered chemical to agglomerate the natural impurities in the iron, then scoop those bonded impurities out. Meanwhile, workers mount a two-part mold template onto a machine which produces the sand molds with which they'll cast the cookware. The machine injects the sand mix into the templates. The mix contains clay, water, and proprietary ingredients which make the sand compact well. Compaction is critical because just one single grain of sand displacing from the mold would produce a flaw on the cookware. It's essential that the pouring temperature be precise and consistent, so they transfer the iron from the melting oven to a temperature maintenance oven. From there, they pour the molten metal through a mere 3 mm gap between the mold halves. The process is entirely automated because the pouring angle and speed are critical. The molten iron cools and solidifies in 20 minutes. Then the molds drop onto a vibrating mesh conveyor. The shaking releases the cast cookware from the mold, along with the metal that's solidified in the flow channels leading to the mold cavity. The cookware moves into a closed chamber where a high-pressure gun blasts the surface with steel balls to remove all remaining grains of sand. At this stage, the cookware has rough excess metal where the two parts of the mold met. So now workers smooth away these burrs using a grinding wheel on the outside and a grinding pen in the tight spots. The cookware is now ready to be prepped for enameling. A machine now blasts the entire piece with steel grits, making the surface texture uniform so the enamel will adhere evenly. The first coat of enamel is strictly to protect the cast iron and prevent it from rusting. Enamel is a form of glass. However, this enamel is engineered to be flexible because metal cookware naturally expands as it heats and contracts as it cools. After a trip through a dryer, the enamel goes into an oven at 850 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes. During this firing, the hair-thin enamel coating becomes translucent. The second coat of enamel completely seals the porous surface. It's made of some 20 components, including enamel chips, pieces of clear glass, and pigment powders for color. An automated spray system coats the inside first. Workers wipe the edge to prevent the piece from sticking to the conveyor, then the handle because they'll paint that a different color. They spray the handle manually, then the automated system coats the rest. The iron recipe contains a high level of the mineral silicate, which helps the enamel adhere well. Once again, the cookware goes through the dryer, then into the oven at 850 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes to vitrify the enamel. Once the cookware cools, it undergoes a final visual inspection, the last of 30 quality control checks throughout the production process. Enameled cast iron cookware lasts generations because it doesn't warp over time and remains food safe for life.